Everybody ready to do this?
Yeah.
We're ready.
I'm gonna need a good reminder of what happened last time because
I got you.
To the
That'll be
last
after.
episode.
That'll be after the intro song.
And did not have time to listen
Yeah.
between.
We'll investigate the missing
now and
children.
Yeah,
That'll
I'm
be after
Sammy,
the
right?
intro, which is
Okay.
right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us, and welcome back to Keys to the Kingdom Origins.
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger from us to send, don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid, the prophecy is near. We hold the keys, we make our stand. In this together, just take my hand. Unlocking the magic in distant lands, but stronger together. I'm here, my friend. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
Previously, on Keys to the Kingdom Origins, a deal was made in secret to save the life of a fallen friend. Robin's last breath was postponed thanks to Sylvester, but at the cost of smashing a small green marble every time he sees a green flame. The party went out to investigate the children that have gone missing, only to be led down a rabbit hole of information that eventually pointed them to a portion of uncharted waters to the east, and, assumedly, to Neverland. The party also learned of the prophecy of the Mouse King that they all seemingly play a part in. We left off in a council meeting of sorts called by our very own Grak, where the party learned that the list of ingredients included neverflowers and pixie dust. It concluded with a conversation with Merlin, between you guys and Merlin, where he told you that the mouse doesn't really know anything about the prophecy, and he doesn't know exactly what part he plays. So you guys are in preparations to head across the sea.
Grok is furiously trying to come up with a name for this boat
Okay.
because that's what Daniel is doing right now. Because he should have done that, in the last 2 months and completely forgot
Well,
about
I
it
mean,
until this moment.
I did. Technically, that was like episode 9.
Uh-huh.
Where I was like, hey, you need to come up with a name for that boat. So that was like 8
Daniel.
months.
Daniel
about-
Googling boat names while we're recording.
Oh, that's
What
It's
about
gotta be
Gary?
something cool.
boat names.
Mark.
Amazing.
Oh, there's some terrible boat names on here.
There are.
Can I have a Bodie McBoatface?
Yes, I was gonna say Bodie McBoatface.
No.
That's not something Grok would name a ship.
Okay, what would Grok name his ship? Boat.
It's probably what Grok would name the ship.
Boat?
Boat.
Boat.
Why do boats need a name? It's just a boat. It's not a person.
Is that really how Grok would think about a ship?
I don't know. Maybe.
Really?
I don't know.
I
I'll
feel
have
like
to think about
a
it.
ship is like sacred to a pirate.
Has Grok ever
Wow,
named something
that's-
before?
I
I mean,
don't
because
know.
you don't have kids. The pet rope
That
you
you
got
know
was already
of.
named. Does Grok have kids? Tell me Grok's a dad? That was not the plot point I was expecting to hear tonight.
You just don't know. You don't know.
There went
Happy
a son.
Grokkers Day, I guess. Sylvester's just trying to go about business as usual. I think it's like set in on him that, oh, I have this secret now that I cannot tell anybody about. He's kind of looking around. He doesn't know how frequently the green flames are going to appear, so he's looking around all over to just see, make sure he doesn't miss something because he doesn't want Robin to die again.
Okay.
Grok is actually probably down at the boat, like inspecting things, like looking at the ship, because he's like the captain of this boat now, right?
Yeah.
And so this is a boat that he doesn't really remember or know much about, so he's just like checking out the boat, seeing what's what, making sure
So
everything's
let's
ship
start
shape.
there. I'd say a little bit earlier, probably around 10 o'clock, or no, I'd say even earlier, 7 in the morning. Grok heads down toward the docks, and you see obviously this fairly large ship. It's a kind of a medium to large ship, and Bones and Broth are carrying barrels, carrying chest boxes onto the ship from the dock house that used to be Ginny's residence, from the dock house onto the ship. Grok just stopping and taking in this ship. This is a bark, which is BARQUE. It's the style of ship is called a bark. It has 3 masts. Has a capacity for 13 cannons, but it currently only has 5. Bones sees you kind of as they're lifting things, and he's holding a fairly large barrel. I mean, he's a Goliath, so it still looks, it's large for him. So it's a big barrel, and he sees you and he's like, "Oh, hey there, Captain." He kind of salutes you, and Captain Grok. I feel like you need a better pirate name, mate.
You say my name's not good enough.
Oh, no, not at all. I was just saying, like, John Silver, Grok. You know, it's not like... I know it's perfect. Actually, I was just telling Broth that was perfect, and it's fine.
Good.
What do you think of her, mate? He gestures to the ship.
Well, it's nice to be on a boat again, I'll say that much. Don't know how she compares to our old free maiden, but
Not
she'll
much
do.
compares. Yeah, she's a fine vessel. And Grok, give me a investigation check.
Gotta make a roll. Where's my character sheet? There it is. 9.
9.
Not great.
So looking over this ship with a 9, you notice the sails are a little tattered. There's a few splintered portions of not on the side, but kind of on the deck itself. There's a few, like, cannonballs had been either dropped or skidded across. But when Bones and Broth stole it, the ship was firing at you guys, and you guys were not necessarily firing back. So structural integrity is pretty solid. But the sails have a few gashes in them, possibly from Bones and Broth's escape from where they were in Cinderellaburg to where you guys are now in King Georgetown. But with a 9, it looks like it would probably sail.
Okay. Would it be possible to, like, replace the sails at least, maybe?
You could certainly try.
Okay.
Those sails are looking a bit holy and not in the good way.
Oh, I know. Oh, not the good way. Oh. What do you want to do, Captain?
I think we might be able to find some replacements in town before we set out. A ship's only as good as its sails.
Most likely. You know what I'll say? You might could haggle with the owner. So what? She's nice, but kind of scary. But I'm sure you could probably haggle getting some cloth from her.
Who?
The owner of So What? So the only place in this town that you guys have not been.
The one shop we haven't gone to yet.
So what?
So What? Yeah, that's the name of it. It's the only place that you guys haven't go to. And he says, "Yeah, you could go and talk to her. I'm not sure that most of her stock is pretty pricey. But, I mean, you could go check with her.
I don't even know how much money I have.
I was surprised at how much I had when I pulled up my sheet.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys haven't-
268 gold.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't really
Because of-
spent
because of
all that
Neris.
much.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
from the Neris fight, I think Sylvester's the only one that's actually spent his gold. Sammy bought a spell that she never used as well.
Yeah, the clairvoyance spell.
Yes.
What did it do again?
Like Skyrim, it leads you to your destination. It leads you to whatever your heart most wants.
Maybe
Like
I could
Captain
try
Jack Sparrow's compass.
A
Sort
little
of.
bit like that, yeah.
It's
that.
not.
Maybe it could help on the ship.
Maybe. If you lose something.
It's just peeking over your shoulder.
Yeah, he does that. Cute kid.
Yeah, no. Okay, I think if Sammy and Trix are together, he probably would have stayed back with them.
Okay.
Just because he can move around less and just spend more attention, like looking.
Sammy would be getting at the port.
You don't have to talk in third person. Technically, you are Sammy.
It's been a long time.
Hold on, real quick. Can I just say I found a fantasy name generator website, and they have a section for pirate ship names, and so I generated one, and the first name it gave me is the Deceitful Deceit.
Amazing.
I don't know if I
Wow.
want to sail on the deceitful seat.
The deceitful
The
deceit.
Deceitful Deceit.
Deceitful deceit?
Yeah, do that, but spell deceit and deceitful, like with C spelled out.
Perfect.
Right. Sammy would go and get a cup of coffee to relieve. It's been a long day. Grab a breakfast sandwich, and
Where?
then she's just walking down the town.
Okay. Just at the guild building?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you know
so
what?
Sammy's just
Sylvester would get mutton.
waiting
Okay.
for some direction.
Sylvester even
Okay.
need to eat?
it's just the
what are you, a cop?
concept of So Trix, what are you doing?
Probably aimlessly wandering with Sammy.
Okay. So Sylvester, Sammy, and Trix are just kind of aimlessly wandering around waiting for more
Waiting for
instruction.
something to happen.
For
Okay.
instruction.
Grok, what do you want to do about the sales?
I guess we're gonna go to So What and see if we can I don't know, get the sales patched or get some new sales or see what
Okay.
she's got. I don't know, because sales take a lot of cloth and a particular kind of cloth. I feel like.
Looking
I don't
at
know
the
if she's gonna have what we need.
Yeah, looking at the sales themselves, you think, I mean, the specific parts of the sales are torn. You could probably get by with sewing them up, or even
Patch
sewing
them?
pieces of patching them, sewing pieces of fabric to them. So
Okay.
you wouldn't necessarily need to replace the entire sail, because that could get very pricey.
Yes.
We'll just say that as you're walking down the main street, Trix, Sylvester, and Sammy, you see them as you're walking.
How's the boat?
Could be better. I'm gonna go see about patching the sails before we get going.
What's the boat's name?
Still working on it. I think I've got an idea though.
Cool.
Is there anything that we need to do?
Well, you're all a bunch of lubbers, so I don't know how helpful you're gonna be on the boat, first of all.
Hey, I'm a
But,
what now?
Come on.
But you might
I don't
want to
think time
check
is too
in
offense.
with the others and see if, just make sure we're not forgetting anything. Let's see, what are we supposed to be getting on this island anyway? There's a flower, right?
Cloth.
I don't remember.
As a player, I don't remember what we're getting on the
He
island.
does.
Grok would remember that it's pixie dust and something called a neverflower.
Wait, is the pixie dust a part, like an ingredient that we need to?
Yes, both of those
Yeah.
are an ingredient that you need.
So we're getting pixie dust and the flower, and also looking for the lost children.
The assumption is that the pixie dust and the neverflower would both be in Neverland, which may or may not exist.
Okay.
But yes, you are looking for those two things, and trying to figure out what happened to all these kids that went missing. And if you want to investigate the kids more in this time, you can.
I feel like we've asked around about the kids a lot already, and I
Yeah.
don't know if anyone else has any
Sure.
new information to give us.
Yeah, we've traumatized enough.
We could look around for some more books.
Just go digging around for books.
Go on
Hey,
a
hey.
scavenger hunt.
I know you said you don't know where your kids are. What about your books? Do you know where those are? I'd like to take
Yeah.
a look.
Got any spare books laying
You
around that we
notice
can
if
give
one
to
went
this crazy
missing.
old wizard?
You guys don't know what the kids' names are. You don't know how many kids are lost. You just know that it's just some kids.
I guess
It's
that's
just
true.
Just putting it out there. There's a bit more information that can be gathered before you go
In the
if you
city,
want.
in the town.
Yeah.
Well, it might not hurt to find out exactly who these children are that we're looking for. Getting their names and ages and whatnot. This is just a sudden idea that struck me out of nowhere.
Gee, you're such a wise guy.
Oh.
Thank you. I try to be very humble, but sometimes I just have these moments of inspiration.
Truly amazing.
Like a voice in your head.
Oh, you get those too?
You could say that.
Wow.
I'm hearing a voice right now. It's very small and unintelligible. Sylvester will go with Grok.
Okay.
Since
Great.
see the shop.
Okay.
Wait, it's a clothing shop, right?
It's just kind of a tapestry shop in general. But yes, they would have clothing. Anything having to do with sewing. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna get me some pirate clothes.
I think Trix is gonna follow Sylvester, actually.
Okay. So you head into So What, and you open the door, and it's a multi-layered room. So on the first level, there's like a 6-foot step about 10 feet from you, and then 10 feet from that there's another 6-foot step, and so it's just kind of like a cake. It has layers, or like an onion,
Like an ogre.
Like an ogre.
like an ogre. Yeah. So you open the door, and there's cloth hanging in this first section. There's cloth in the second section. There's racks and clothing in the third section. There's sewing machines on the left side as you're looking down this way. There's sewing machines on the left side, and on the right side there is a large wooden oak table, and it just has kind of parchment sprawled out on top of this table. And as you walk in, you see kind of fixing some of the clothes on the hangers, kind of like very meticulously straightening and pulling to make sure it's almost perfect, kind of in a very obsessive way, trying to make that everything's perfect and everything looks good, is a probably 15-year-old boy. And he doesn't even notice you guys walk in. He's just straightening this it's a tunic on this rack.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Hello. He's just kind of rubbing his hands while he's looking at you.
Are you the owner of this establishment?
No. My mom. She owns this store.
But I hope so. Okay, could you go get her for me? Be a good lad.
She's not here.
I see. Will she be back soon?
I'm not sure.
Where is she?
She had to go out.
Your mom wasn't like a big octopus monster, was she?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. That would have been awkward.
Do you guys need
Hey, look, we've got a boat down at the docks. The sails are a bit torn up. We were hoping that you could maybe patch them up for us, make it a bit more seaworthy.
me?
Someone here. This is a
Grok kind of looks around.
this is a sewing establishment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, does that sound like something you can
so
do,
what?
or
Yes, I trained with my mom.
Are you okay?
Yes,
Can I roll an insight check on this kid?
sure.
There's someone with a gun behind the
See,
counter.
Yeah.
What the heck is
Who
going
walked
on?
in mid-robbery.
If I can get my dice out, there we go. Okay. Where's insight? There it is. That's a 13.
No, he's 15.
Okay, do what?
Nothing. Sorry.
With a 13, doesn't seem like there's anything necessarily wrong. He just kind of has a speech impediment.
Okay.
right? How long do you think that might take?
It depends on the sales.
What's your prices?
I'd have to see the tear, and to know what exactly I would need to.
Right, would you like to come down to the docks with us and take a look at it?
Sure, I can do that.
Hey, before we do that, do you have anything here that floats?
Flows or floats?
Floats.
We have
I'm gonna be on a
silk.
boat, and I'm not the most apt swimmer, so.
No. Are you guys going on a trip?
We're going on a trip. Yes, in our favorite pirate ship.
Oh. Where are you headed?
Across the sea.
Okay.
I was really hoping you would continue the song.
No.
It's like someone saying, "Oh, where are you driving to? A road." Like the most point-blank answer you can give.
We're going to the water.
Does it really feel like explaining the fact that they're looking for a mystical island of legend that may or may not exist to this 15-year-old child?
Okay.
If someone else wants to, they're welcome to, but Grok is not interested in that.
I guess Sylvester will look around the shop. Then do I need to do that right now, or like whenever we get done with the boat?
No, you can look around. Go for it.
Okay. He just wants to see if there's any like piratey looking clothes.
Okay. Make a investigation. Roll investigation.
I roll investigation. That is a what does expertise mean again? Is that double proficiency, or is that just like?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
double
Oh,
proficiency.
jeez. Okay, that is a 30.
Oh wow.
What did you roll?
What did you roll?
I rolled a 19, and I have a +5 to investigation, and I've got expertise in it with a proficiency bonus of 3, so
Wow.
that's 6.
Yeah, 30, highest roll so far. With a 30, yeah, for sure. You look around it and you find leather jackets and low-cut tunics, a few hats, not necessarily tricorn hats, but there's hats that you, Sylvester, could make work. In the back corner, in the back right corner, next to this thick oak table, there's a set of leather boots with a thick buckle on them. And even with the 30, I'll give you this. As you're over there next to the boots, on that oak table, you can see maps. On the table, there's like a few maps, most of which are of the surrounding area. And they are meticulously detailed, like very impressively detailed. Just with your 30, again, like these are amazing. It looks like someone took a satellite photo of the area, and it's just very impressive.
What can I say? Sylvester's a bargain hunter.
Those
Natural
could be
born.
useful.
Yeah, Sylvester doesn't care about the maps. Are there any outfits that look exactly like Grok's, what he's wearing?
You could probably cobble something together. You could probably figure something out and get pretty close.
I'm very tempted, but no, I think Sylvester's just gonna look for like what he thinks is piratey, not necessarily to copy, Grok. How much like would a map be?
Um,
Hey, how much are these weird drawings?
Those I've never sold one before.
So you're saying it's free?
No.
Oh,
I just have no one's ever wanted one before.
well, it's a good time to practice.
Maybe 5 gold, unless that's too high.
Yep. For you, I'll give you 6.
Oh, thank you. What kind of map would you want?
That one. And Sylvester points to one. What are the options?
Most of them pretty much look the same. It's just kind of the map of King Georgetown that.
That one.
Okay. And he kind of pulls out this scroll and like hands it towards you, like he doesn't really know what he's doing. But he puts it toward you.
Cool.
This one?
Sure.
Oh, okay. That you said 6?
Oh yeah, I put it in your hand when you weren't looking.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, make a stealth check, a sleight of hand check. What is it?
That one.
Oh, it's a 2.
Okay, you after you say that, he looks down at his hand. There's nothing in his hand, and you very slowly go to like put it in his hand, and as you drop it right above his hand, it just falls straight to the floor.
Oh,
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
trade
Leans
secret.
down and picks up.
Sylvester winks.
He just kind of bends down and picks up all the pieces of gold and says, "Thank you."
Anyways, how much are the clothes? How much would a full outfit do you think go for?
Pants, shirt, jacket, hat, everything, the works. Roughly around 20 gold.
Hey, is this 15 or 20 gold?
Which one?
Please. It's just so hard. I don't have like a visual. I can't say.
Make it up in your head.
Just say all of this. Like,
Okay, I'll just give him 20 gold.
Okay. He takes the gold and kind of walks back behind the counter and puts the gold in a safe.
Yeah, sorry. This is something I'm gonna want to draw, so like I don't want to make it up on the spot and be locked into it.
Fair.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you get the gold, you get the clothes, and he says, "There's a room that you can change in if you want to."
Sylvester just starts taking off his clothes, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Man, he puts it back, puts the
Okay.
suspender straps back on. Guess I'll be in here then.
Okay. Okay, Tricks, Grok, what are you guys doing?
Since
Trix,
you go first.
Trix sees Sylvester's new clothes and is very interested in getting some of her own, but she's
Okay.
going to wait until he comes back out of the dressing room to
Okay.
ask where he found those.
Okay.
Since Sylvester called attention to the maps, Grok is just going to kind of be looking at them, examining them, seeing if there's
Okay.
anything interesting or unusual about them.
Okay.
Any locations on the map that we didn't know about?
And give me an investigation roll.
That's a 16.
16. There you don't find any maps that have any specifically hidden locations on them as far as King Georgetown. But looking through all of the maps, taking more time to specifically look at the maps, there is one that catches your attention.
Okay.
And it is a kind of a smaller map. The other parchments are fairly large. It's a smaller map. And on the bottom left, you can see it looks like a very small King Georgetown. And on the top right, there's a semi-familiar fog, since you've been talking about this for the last few days. There's a semi-familiar fog in the top right, which would be cardinal direction east from King Georgetown. But
it's just the fog. It doesn't actually show like a way through the fog or anything.
not particularly. But you could ask this boy
Sure,
if
it's not gonna do a lot
he
of
has
good.
any insight. I mean, he has a lot of these maps.
These maps are very well done. Did you make them yourself?
Yes.
Got quite the talent there. Where'd you learn?
I just started drawing them. My mom is kind of an artist, and she taught me how to draw, and I like maps.
Did we ever get this kid's name?
Nope.
I see. Well, you've certainly got the knack for it, Mr. What's your name?
Samuel.
Samuel.
Yes.
What's your mother's name?
I don't know if she would want me to give that information to strangers.
That's fine, lad. That's fine. Listen, I've got a question about this map here.
Yes, sir.
I see you've put the fog on the ocean there. We're actually heading into the uncharted waters. I was wondering how you came to know about this particular part of the ocean.
He kind of looks at the map and he says, I thought about what King Georgetown would look like from really high, like a bird, and I seen the fog in the distance before.
I see. So you wouldn't have any special insight, say, on how one might sail through the fog to find what's on the other side?
No, sir. I haven't actually been there myself.
It's worth a shot. Thanks anyway, lad.
But I could draw out. If you're going to the fog, I could draw out on the map how far away it is. How long
helpful.
It would take to get there, maybe?
Sure, anything's better than nothing.
And he pulls the map out and stretches it across the table and slides some paperweights onto the corners. And you see him, and just because there's somebody watching him, his hand is kind of trembling a little bit. And you can see that it's not as clean. The lines aren't as clean as they would particularly be. And he kind of has a protractor and he's measuring out the distances and gets to the center of the fog, and on the map he puts a question mark and shakingly touches to make the point on the bottom of the question mark, and he kind of scoots over to the side and he says, if I mean it would depend on the ship, but the ship at the dock, it would take about eight days. And you can see there's a red kind of dotted line, and there's kind of a blue separation marks to where each day would be, where approximately you would be in the ocean for those days.
Okay.
And he says, you can have this map. I don't think anyone else would be interested in buying it.
So they are free. Sylvester comes out of the changing room. The clothes are on backwards.
Okay. And he says, no, this one is just not like the other ones that I drew.
Ah, shoot, I picked the wrong one. Oh, well.
Do you want it? I'll give you. You want your money back?
Oh, no, it's okay. I like this drawing.
Oh.
Reminds me of, yeah.
He's just nodding. Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yep.
Well, lad, I may be a pirate, but I know when something's worth something.
And he tosses him a few gold pieces.
He catches them and he's just like, thank you. Do you want to go see that ship now?
Yes, I think that would be best.
Sylvester, you walk out of the dressing room. Tricks, you see his clothes are on backwards. Before Samuel walks out of this room, do you want to purchase clothing?
Wait, hold on.
Yes?
More minute. Where are those clothes?
Oh, the clothes are in the second section. You would just need to look around over there.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to look for pirate clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the investigation roll.
She's gonna ask Sylvester. She's gonna like kind of wave at Sylvester to come over and help her.
Sylvester waddles over because everything's uncomfortable.
Okay,
Everything's backwards.
if Sylvester is helping, Trix, give me a investigation with advantage.
Glad you gave me advantage because that was it was a 2 the first time and a 5 the second.
Nice.
Which makes it a 7 total.
7 total. I mean, you find a couple things here and there. It's hard to find things your size
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
because she's very little, and I mean there are dwarves and gnomes, but you're still pretty small. And Samuel sees that you are kind of not finding anything, and he says, "If you give me enough time, I could make you something. It wouldn't really cost that much because it's not a lot of cloth."
She looks at Grok and goes, when are we leaving again?
Tomorrow morning.
She looks back at Samuel.
I could probably do something by then.
Cool.
Depends on how bad these sales are.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But
Probably go look
I
at those first.
I could work on it all night if you want.
You don't have to do that.
No, I would love to.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me think for a bit on what I want, actually. I'm not really sure.
Okay. We can go look at the sales and then come back.
Okay.
So you with Samuel walk down to the port, and he is kind of eyeing the sails, and he says, "Do you mind if I climb up there?"
Go for it. Are you sure you'll be all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he goes over to one of the masts, and there's cross beams on the mast, and he actually
Oh boy.
natural one.
Fantastic. Can I try and catch him?
Sure, give me a athletics check, because one, you're not anticipating it. Two, you were not necessarily close to him. So go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Did you also roll a nat 1?
No, not quite. I rolled a natural 2, but I have a +7 athletics, so that's a 9.
Okay, yeah, for sure. He starts climbing up, and you kind of see, just because you know ships and you know that he is not prepared, his footing is not prepared on some of these pieces that he's climbing, and his foot slips off. He falls back down, and you kind of just sidestep and put your arms out and you catch him, and he's like, thank you, sir.
Don't know if you should be climbing the masts, boy.
I need to measure the hull.
Right, maybe we can bring it down to you.
We,
okay.
lower the mast or something?
Yeah, you could lower the mast. Not all the way down to where it would necessarily be reachable, but to where he could measure it easier.
So you're telling me this kid can just imagine distances in his mind as from a bird's eye view, but he can't look at a piece of cloth and get an accurate estimate of how long it is?
No.
Fair enough.
Well, because you mentioned it, hold on, I will give him advantage, and I'm going to switch dice because those dice are not. Nope. Is that
Okay.
a 1? Oh my gosh.
Grok.
The last
Grok,
one was a
Dale's
5.
just blowing around in the wind too much.
Wow. I
He
need to
had
use-
some confidence in this kid. It is fastly waning.
His physical prowess is not his strong suit. He is mentally gifted, but at the moment, it's mainly just because he's not used to being surrounded by people that are actually wanting to talk to him. He
Could relate.
is kind of nervous, and so he's partially wanting to impress, but he's also very nervous.
Okay. Try and lower the sails. Bring the sails down.
Okay. As
for him to
you're
look at him.
lowering the sails, you hear a voice from the street, and this voice calls out, "Samuel!
Oh.
Samuel, where are you?" And walking down the road, Tricks, you recognize Daryl. Daryl from
Oh,
Wait, the other Daryl?
sorry, I was thinking of another Daryl.
the
Bizarre
Daryl,
Daryl.
yes.
That one.
From
Spells and quells.
Spells and Quells, yes, that's it.
Well
Spells
done.
and Quells, thank you, Noah.
Wow, I was taking a guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Spells and Quells, Daryl, he's walking down and he looks mad. He gets over to the ship and he says, "What are you guys doing? What is happening?
Boat stuff?
Boat stuff?"
Trix just
And
looks to
you can
Grok.
tell that he is clearly very agitated.
Okay. Grok is not intimidated, so he's gonna say,
Well, we were heading down to the
"What's the name of the? My mind just went blank. The sewing place."
So what?
So
So
what?
what?
we headed over to So What to see about getting these sails patched, and the lad here was the only one in the shop, and he seemed capable, so we brought him down here to take a look at him.
Samuel turns toward Daryl. He's kind of measuring, and he turns toward Daryl and he says, Daryl, they have a ship. They're gonna go find the kids." And Daryl just kind of stands there and stares at you, Grok, and he says,
Grok stares back.
"You're going to go find those kids?"
Possibly. We hope.
Can I come?
What?
Why in the world would you want to come with us?
My sister, Tessa. She's 7. I need to find her. She's the only family I have left.
Listen,
Please.
lad, I understand. Wanting to find someone that you've lost. Are you any good with a sword?
He reaches down and takes a cutlass off of his hip, and he says, "You want to find out?"
Oh,
Not
No.
in a challenge. He's not trying to challenge you. He's trying to show you. He is pleading with you to let him go with
Okay.
him.
Okay.
He's not trying to intimidate.
Sure,
you.
lad. Show me what you got.
Okay.
Trix steps back.
Initiative roll, Grok.
I'll say this is definitely
Okay.
Daryl.
Spicy. This die has not been rolling well tonight. I might have to retire it.
That sounded really rude. I don't know why that sounded like that.
That's a 10.
Okay, he got a 12.
Okay.
So he is going to... he's just going to lunge at you with his cutlass.
Okay.
Does a
Rock even have
20
his sword
beat your
out?
AC?
Does a 20 beat my AC? Yes.
Okay. He kind of you take your what weapon are you fighting with? Sorry, I have this. Did you even
He's
take out a
probably
weapon?
not going to try and... He's probably got one of his scimitars out.
Okay. You hold.
He's
you
not
take
going to
out
want to
your
scare him
scimitar.
with the spectral chain axes.
Yeah. You take your scimitar out and you hold it toward him, and he kind of touches your sword as if to be like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And he quickly lunges forward, and with so much speed that you don't even have time to move his blade out of the way, and he gets you right in the shoulder, and he hits you for six piercing
Okay.
damage.
He actually hurts me. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to mark that on my sheet, I guess. Oh, my sheet currently says I have 16 HP. That's not
no.
right. We've rested.
Yeah. you've rested.
Oh,
He
yeah.
KOs you.
So
was
he
pretty
sticks
quick.
it and backs it, and he kind of chasses backwards with just kind of in a fighting stance.
Okay. Grak is going to take a swing at him, see if he can defend himself.
Okay. Go ahead, roll against AC.
That's a natural 20.
Well, that hits.
Oof.
He's not trying to
Yeah.
hurt him though. So
Yeah,
he's not doing like a full out attack. But
So roll damage, and then I'll say this: you can pull it back to whatever you want to pull it back to, but it is
Okay.
going to be double dice damage.
that's 2 + 3 is 5.
So it would be double,
But
so 10.
doubled would be 10. So I mean we can leave it at 5. That's fine.
Okay, so you quickly and with more veracity than with him, he kind of sticks you, and you make your comment, and then he goes to lunge at you again, and you parry it out of the way and drop to one knee and slide it and just catch him across the ribs.
Okay.
And he's like, okay.
Again.
He kind of stands back up. He's holding that gash and backs up a little bit.
Sylvester's eating popcorn.
Trix is nervously looking back and forth. It's two very different reactions.
He is going to, again, he's just going to attack with his cutlass. That would be a 27.
Golly, yeah, that hits.
Okay.
What kind of modifiers does this guy have on his attack rolls?
Oh, he's
Jeez.
using
Let me-
enhancing drugs.
Can I get a urine sample from this guy?
He, holding his side, he kind of does a butterfly twist in the air and rakes this cutlass straight across your chest,
All right.
landing in
okay.
almost like a Spider-Man pose on the other side, and just kind of preparing for whatever your next move is.
Cool. Grak's gonna nod.
Oh, that was good.
And then he's gonna kind of faint off to the side, and then come in the other way, like he's trying to fake him out with another attack.
Okay, roll it.
Ooh, that was a 19. So not a natural 20, but 19 plus 7,
Okay,
whatever that is.
26.
Sure.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
You need to go for the hand. Really confuse Sammy.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay,
How much damage did his second attack
8.
do to me?
8.
Okay.
Okay, you kind of step toward him and feint to the side, and he blocks the wrong way, and you come in again, kind of on his side in that same spot, kind of catching him in that same spot, and he winces, and as he drops down, he pulls a dagger out of his boot. Does a 23 beat your AC?
Yes.
He
Good grief.
so he's He's down, grabs the dagger out of his boot, and just turns and jabs very quickly and catches you right in the stomach. And just kind of holds it there. And then pulls it out and kind of spins on his knees and stands back up.
Sylvester, do you have any healing spells?
We're probably gonna need them.
You're going to take a long rest in just a second. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Do I want to attack him one more time?
Make a perception check real quick.
Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. Keep going. So are you going to attack him or?
Yeah, I'll do one more. One more
his
non-lethal.
Sorry, go ahead.
One more non-lethal swipe at him. I think he's gonna maybe try and disarm him. So he's gonna, instead of like attacking his body, he's gonna try and see if he can knock the weapon out of his hand.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a special. Is that a thing I can do? I don't know.
Yeah, just this is kind of a friendly tussle. In an actual fight, it would probably be different. But yeah, just go ahead and roll against AC and roll sleight of hand.
Ooh.
So he has his cutlass is back in its sheath after this last move that he did. His cutlass is back in his sheath, and he has a dagger kind of up like this, but his arm is still holding where you have gashed him on the side.
Okay, that's 25 against AC, and then an adjusted 20 on the sleight of hand.
Okay. So you. After he kind of backs up, you close the distance very, very quickly. And as you close the distance, he lunges with this dagger, and you kind of grab his wrist and wrap it under it and pull the knife out of his hand, and you fling it to the ground. It sticks in the ground. Boom. And he's still holding his side, and he goes, "Well, that was cool." And he says, "But this is cooler," and he holds your coin purse.
Oh.
And he just kind of tosses it to you.
I saw him take that, Sylvester says as he nudges Tricks.
You did?
No.
I didn't. Oh.
You strike well, lad. Your defensive footwork could use some work, but you have a mean swing. I want to make sure you're not going to be a liability on the ship. Can you take orders?
How far do you want me to take him?
As far as need be.
Done. If we can get my sister back, that's all I care about.
Sylvester raises his hand.
Okay. You're just raising your hand?
Yep.
Okay, Grak ignores you, sticks his hand out to Daryl, and says,
"Welcome aboard."
And he is still kind of wincing, kind of stretching out, and he takes your hand and shakes your hand. He says, "Thank you." Wait. Is Samuel coming too? Samuel? And Samuel's just kind of standing there with a kind of a piece of parchment, like looking, like taking notes. And he turns to you, Grak, and says, "How much time before you leave?"
Tomorrow morning.
I don't know if I can do this in a day, sir. And Daryl says, "He can do it while we sail."
I don't know how I feel about having the lad on the boat.
He kind of...
but he's a great cartographer.
Daryl says, "You can put him below deck. He can prepare meals, help prepare meals. I don't know. Give him
Does
something
he know any
to
shanties?
Do you know any shanties? No.
Boo. That's a red.
Sorry, sir.
I don't know any either. It's okay. I'm just disappointed in myself. I'll just mix them up. It's okay.
And Daryl says, "I'll protect him. I'll keep an eye on him. He's the closest thing to family besides my sister that I have. He's the closest thing."
What's his mother gonna say?
He kind of leans in closer and says, "No one's seen his mother in a really long time."
Oh God, his mother really was the
His mother was not Neris.
He's just been running the shop by himself then.
Yeah, actually.
Grak kind of nods and thinks about it for a second.
The same with me and my shop.
Well, you're both welcome aboard as long as you can stay safe, stay out of the way, and do as you're told.
Aye, Captain. And Daryl just kind of nods, and he says, "So tomorrow morning."
Tomorrow morning. And lad,
He says, looking at Samuel.
might be needing you to make a map of these here uncharted waters.
I can do that. Yes, sir.
Grak kinda
And
nods.
Daryl, as he turns to walk away, he kind of turns back and he says, "He'd be a really good lookout." And he turns around and keeps walking back up the shore.
Oh, Sylvester calls after him.
Yep.
The reason I was raising my hands because I had a question for him.
Oh, for him. I thought you had a question for Grok. Yes, go ahead.
I have a question for Grak too, but that'll be later.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, do you know the rest of the kids that were around here?
Yeah. Well, my sister Tessa James, Blair Woods. She was 9, and then you have the Adams twins, Pip and Ivy. They were both 8. Luke Marcus 10, and then Henry Boyd. He was 6. 6
Cool.
kids in total.
I've already forgotten all that, but if you're going to be here, that'll be good.
Okay.
That'd be
He
nice to
turns
have
around
someone on
and-
board that knows the kids that
Yeah.
we're looking for.
Yeah. He turns around and walks back to the main street, and if we want to skip forward to the first day on the ship, we can. If there's anything anybody else wants to do, Samuel at some point before the next morning gathers a lot of fabric from the store. He says, "Mr. Grok, Captain Grok, what color would you like the sails to be?"
I just kind of assumed they'd be white.
You didn't say that in character.
No, I didn't.
Just kidding.
What are my options?
Blue, purple,
Well,
red.
he's not making.
Green. He's going to be on this ship with you the whole time, so he can probably at least get a couple of the sails completely replaced.
Okay.
This is one of those rule of cool moments. Just tell me what color you want the sails.
Say maybe like a.
Can you do a light, like a sky blue?
Yeah, I could do sky blue. Sure.
It's a terrible color.
No, it blends in with the sky.
Yeah.
That's why it's a terrible color.
No,
Look up
it
like,
works.
Makes it harder to see the ship.
Strategically, it makes sense. He's
Yeah.
like,
I'm not a pirate."
yes, sir. And he goes back. One more thing, bones and broth. Before
Yes.
the night falls, they come to you and they say, "Mate, we're gonna need a crew. I know you already got Samuel and Daryl. They seem like fine blokes. But we're gonna need more people. Who do you want as part of the crew?" You have your choice of anyone you've met in
Oh gosh.
King Georgetown. I'll give you
Sylvester.
a list real quick. So, Daryl and Samuel, Ginny and the Professor, Merlin and the Mouse, Merlin
Jenny's
and
not
the
coming.
Mouse,
I'll tell you that.
Robin and Little John, Bones Broth and John Silver.
Wait, how many do we need?
I mean, the crew could be as many or as few as you want. That's your choice.
I might need to see the list of names.
Okay, I don't have a list
We-
of names. I technically have pictures that I'm just naming off.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and throw this up there. You guys ready for this?
Oh boy.
There's the ship.
Oh.
So these are your options on the bottom left. So you have
So
Daryl,
read for me.
Samuel, Ginny, the Professor, Merlin, Mickey, Robin, Little John, Bones and Broth are already part of the crew, and John Silver.
Merlin and Mickey seem like good picks for sure.
All right. Let's
Mostly
this.
Grok wants to keep as close an eye on Mickey as possible because
Mickey.
he seems important and he's
Merlin.
disappeared from our radar a couple times and he just wants to keep him close.
Yeah, I get that.
Um,
All right, Mickey and Merlin. I'm
I don't
gonna
know if-
throw Bones and Broth in there.
I don't know if John Silver is in any sort of state to be able to join us on this adventure.
Okay.
But it'd be great to have his expertise. But is that
Last he
I don't even know
told
if he
you, he
could.
said that a few episodes back, he said that he is more than willing, but he probably wouldn't be any good besides being a cook.
I feel like even just like out of respect for his old captain, he'd want to bring him along. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna want to stay land ridden while his old crew is out on the ocean. So yeah, he'll bring Silver along,
Okay.
even if it's just as a cook.
Come on,
Okay.
Dad.
Respect for the captain.
Okay. Robin,
Who's
Little
left?
John. Robin, Little John.
Oh, Robin and Little
Ginny.
John for sure.
No,
Okay.
Weren't they gonna go back to?
I mean, if they want to come, yeah, we'll have them.
should we have Robin though? When we just
Yeah.
maybe it might be best not to have Robin.
Why? Why would it not be a good idea to have
Sylvester
Robin, Noah?
in character
Does
needs
Sylvester
to
have any
convince Grok in
concerns?
character.
This is not in character. It's just, I mean, not yet.
Well,
Does Sylvester have any concerns he wants to express to the group?
Are you saying like your list of names out loud?
Me?
Yeah, sure. So hold on. So the only people that we've not invited on the ship are Ginny and the professor, right?
Yes.
I want Ginny
I have
so
a funny
bad.
feeling that if we invited Ginny, he would be like the most apt crewmate. Just,
Right?
I just
He
feel
was
like
the
would be.
he was the former portmaster.
Like,
If y'all want
you're-
Ginny,
it's-
look, as a
it's-
player, I would love Ginny to come along. There is no way Grok is ever going to invite him onto the boat. So y'all are
Yeah.
going to have to do some hardcore convincing here.
I mean, to be fair, Trix probably wouldn't think of it. I personally just think it'd be hilarious.
I don't think Sylvester would either. It's just I really want to like keep him like locked at the bottom of the boat, and then when all hope is lost, we just open that door, and it's just like
And just
darkness,
let
and then
Ginny loose.
Ginny emerges, and then we're saved. Yeah, I know it's gonna happen at
Oh.
some point. Ginny is gonna save us at some point. It's inevitable.
We don't even invite
Also, I feel
Ginny
like-
if he still like just
I-
comes crawling out of the hole at one
Well,
point.
you know, there's gonna be another Ginny on the island. His name's like
True.
Brinny or something. Can two Ginnies even be in one spot at one time? Is that like legal?
That would
So
be chaos.
who are you taking Ginny or not taking Ginny?
No.
Captain
Okay.
Grok.
I don't think
Okay.
so. No,
want
we
to
can't.
so badly.
No. And the
Ginny's
professor,
out.
I feel like we can't take the professor because he needs to be here to kind of. He's like the mayor of the town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
can't take him. He's got
Yeah.
he's
Grok's
got
the boy.
responsibilities here.
Got balling.
Okay. I just wanted to throw anyone in there as an option.
If we still need some extra hands on the deck, we could maybe see about bringing some people from the mercenary guild or something. I don't know.
Nana?
Okay. We can just call them miscellaneous crewmates because I did not make a token for them.
Okay.
Oh no.
So we can just say that there's another 3 or 4 miscellaneous crewmates. But if they don't have names, I will say that I'm not going to roll for them in combat if combat comes up.
Okay. That's well.
I mean, this is your crew right now.
Okay.
You got plenty of help.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like I should
All
say when Grok is listing off the people that he wants and he brings up Little John and Robin, Trix would actually pipe up. She kind of looks a little uncomfortable. She's like, weren't they going to go back?
You can go and ask them. I told you at the beginning they're in the guild building. So if you want to ask them, you're more than welcome to.
The guilding.
Oh, she's just asking Grok when he mentions them.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be best if we don't bring them, because, you know, Robin was all bones and whatever. Wouldn't he just, like, snap the faintest breeze on the boat?
He seemed to be recovering well.
It's
But
been
I
like
was
a
just-
day.
I was just going to present the option to them to come along if they wanted. Let them know we'd love to have them. I obviously can't force them to come with us if they don't want to.
Fair enough.
Okay. You want to go ask them?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, Grok, you split off from the rest and walk up and into the gilding. And
Thank you.
You're welcome. You get in there, and Robin and Little John are just kind of sitting at a table, just kind of talking, laughing.
Having such a good time.
Oodalali.
No.
So, are you walking up to them?
I guess so. I feel like I've just done a lot this episode.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I mean
to
you're
be
the
fair,
captain
I
of
don't
this
think
ship.
either Trix or Sylvester is gonna want to go and ask. So
Yeah.
that's fair.
So If you send
And
Sylvester,
it's
they're not
also
coming.
your ship, and it's also your crew.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could have
so-
sent Bones and Broth if you just wanted to skip the cutscene.
No. This is a question he'd want to ask himself.
Okay.
So he'll like grab a drink from the bar or something and join them at the table.
Okay.
Kind of sit down with him, say,
So, we're leaving in the morning. Just wanted to let the both of you know that you've been great companions, and we'd love to have you with us on the ship if you feel like you're up for it.
John just kind of looks at you and he's like, I don't know if that's the best. And Robin cuts him off and he's like, actually, I wouldn't mind. I feel like I need to prove myself, you know? Like, I'm good now. Like, I feel I feel a lot stronger even than I did before, and I honestly, if I could come, I would love to. And Robin's like, John's like, well, if he goes, I go. I'm not leaving his side, so count us in.
All right. We'll be meeting at the port at dawn. I'm glad to have you on aboard.
We'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there.
Yay!
So the crew, as of right now, Grak is the captain. Grak is the captain. Grak, you are needing to appoint the following. We need one first mate, a helmsman, a spotter, an engineer, 2 riggers, and everyone is fighters, but you can assign gunners to whoever you want.
"There's a lot."
So a first mate is in charge when you're not there or when you're asleep. Like if you take a long night's rest, but you want someone to be looking out for trouble or anything in steering the ship, first mate would take that night shift. They're in charge of the ship when the captain is not there. The helmsman is in the rare case that the captain and first mate are unavailable. The helmsman is the backup. He steers the ship for you, he or she. The spotter is in the crow's nest. They are the lookout. They are up on the very top of the ship with a spyglass, and they are constantly keeping an eye on their surroundings. Engineer will fix the ship if you get into combat and the ship is damaged. The engineer can fix the ship from the inside below deck. Riggers change the speed of the boat, so they change the sails if it's half mast, full mast, or stopped. They're the ones that change the sails, and you can assign these to any of these people in your group. Fighters and gunners, that's pretty much everybody. If Grak asks to take a shot at the port side, that would be the left side of the boat right here. If Grak asks people to shoot, you will need 2 gunners on the port side, 2 gunners on the starboard side. Technically, the cannon in the back is called a chaser cannon. It's just in case you are being chased by people. You can take pot shots at people if they're chasing you. And then there are 2 cannons in the front of the ship for if you are pursuing someone. Any of these cannons can be moved. If you don't think you're going to use the cannons in the front of the ship, you can also move them to the sides here and here. There are 2 cannon spots, as well as here.
4
and
more on the
here and
I thought you were using
the castle.
Roll20.
nope. I made this in Photoshop. So, if you want to move any of the cannons around, you can.
Okay.
Just give you a rundown of the ship. So, on the ship, this is the main deck. You have the captain's deck. Captain's deck is here. Main deck
In the
is
stern,
here.
the back of the ship.
The stern is the back of the ship. And then if we go down 1 level, you have the captain's quarters on the back underneath the captain's deck. And then if you go down 1 more level, this is the crew's chambers. So down the stairs, there are 6 comfortable rooms. Everyone else would be in bunks near the stern. So if you see, there's a spot for miscellaneous crew bunks over here.
Yes, this is going to be great for
you have a
everyone
brig.
listening to the podcast.
Yes. You have your crew. Have you put any thought into who is in what positions?
So I think we need some experienced shipsmen
Okay.
as the first mate, the helmsman, and the
Okay.
engineer. Unfortunately, we only have 2 able-bodied shipsmen aside from Grok.
Well, you have the captain. It's not
but
necessarily
he's-
the most.
Right. I don't know how. I don't know if he'd be able to do any of that other stuff. Could he be the engineer?
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't really be able to get around all that much down below deck.
Right. That's what I'm wondering.
It would have to be someone that would be able to move around below deck and kind of have an idea of how things should be fixed.
Also, these icons are great, but some of them don't help me much because I don't know
Which ones?
who's who here.
I feel like
Obviously,
it's fairly
Merlin
obvious.
is the wizard.
Yes.
The mouse is Mickey. I don't know the ones.
The bottom
Who's the
middle
one in the
is
middle
John
there?
Smith or John Silver.
You're John Smith.
Yes, as you, it might be hard to see, but he has
Okay. Oh, that's just
the
pixels
glowing
now.
eye.
Oh,
He has the
okay.
glowing eye.
And then the left is
Daryl?
Daryl, and the right
Samuel.
is Samuel. Okay.
I think I remember Daryl.
No, that's
I
the other
think-
Daryl. No, this is the other Daryl. No, this is the other Daryl. It's
Bones
the Daryl.
is the big one, right?
Yes, Bones is the large one. Broth is the small one. That's the joke.
So we'll probably need Bones as the helmsman, since he might be more capable in holding the rudder.
Okay.
Which would leave Broth as the first mate.
I will say if you want to combine the helmsman, because it's not going to be a super long voyage. I'll say that you can eliminate the helmsman if it will help you place people.
Okay, it might, yes.
Okay. Sorry, we have a shared Google Doc that
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
Right.
at right now to make sure
Yeah.
I'm filling all the spots.
I can see your little thing right there.
Okay, in that case, first mate and engineer need to be Bones and Broth.
Okay.
Which one would be best suited for what? First mate does athletics checks. Engineer does insight checks. Who's got the higher athletics skill? He'd probably ask them what they think they're most capable doing. Let them
Yes.
maybe decide who wants to be the first mate and who wants to be the engineer. And athletics for first mate.
Bones has a +0 to insight. Athletics, he has a +7.
So it seems like Bones should be the first mate, and Broth
Broth.
is the engineer.
Yes, Broth, +4 insight.
Yeah,
And, I mean, his athletics is +4, so it's not bad.
yeah. So okay, yeah. Bones is first mate. Broth is engineer. We'll have Samuel as the spotter. I'm the captain, of course. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I am the captain now. Okay. Samuel's the
And
spotter.
then whoever's left, we can fill in as the riggers, the fighters, and the gunners. Maybe Trix could be up in the crow's nest with Samuel.
Okay.
I just suggesting. Trix can do what she wants, obviously.
Well, you're the captain, so I mean,
Yeah.
you could tell her to do something specific, and then she can do something
She'll
different
probably
if she
just
wants
do
to.
whatever she's told to.
But... Okay. I mean, it'd be good to maybe have 2 spotters so they can do
Yeah,
checks.
I just don't know. I just don't know if it would be a good idea to put Sylvester up there because he's made of stone.
If I fall, I'm bringing the whole ship down with me.
True.
I know Sylvester
Let him
probably
fall
has a
on
lot
himself.
of experience standing around in high places,
Yeah.
but
Well, actually,
Okay.
Sylvester would not want to be up in a high place because it reminds him of where he's supposed to be.
Ooh.
So-
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah, that's a good point.
Ooh.
spicy backstory.
So we still
Ooh.
need 2 riggers, so the people that adjust the speed of the ship, and that is an acrobatics check.
Yeah, I would say Daryl seemed pretty quick on his feet, so he seems like he'd be a good rigger.
Okay.
Um,
I know who I'd put, because you already know they got good acrobatics.
who? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Nate.
Yes, Robin Hood. For
Yep.
those that are
I was about to
listening
say.
and not watching.
Robin Hood, he has very, very incredible acrobatics.
I mean, I'm assuming they'll move around to different guns depending on where we are, like in combat. We're gonna be turning. We're not gonna need people on the starboard guns if the boat is on the port side. You know what I mean? So I feel like that could be kind of loose, just float around wherever they're needed.
Okay.
I'm assuming pretty much anyone that's not assigned in a position at this point would be manning a gun if we're doing naval combat, and then if we get boarded would be moving to, hand to hand combat.
While you're sending parts, Sylvester like stand straight up next to you, like saluting, just waiting.
Waiting for a roll.
Gosh, what can I give Sylvester?
Just make something up. He won't know the difference.
I'm gonna tell him to swab the poop deck, but
the poop deck. Just so everyone out there knows, the poop deck is real and it is the captain's deck. I just didn't want to write poop on my map.
Amazing.
My map.
So it's more of a crafted.
Bad. Very bad.
Sylvester actually might be good as, I don't know how acrobatic he is, but I'm just thinking as a rigger, he's got a lot of weight to help pull ropes and stuff. Yeah, he can heave.
Sylvester, what's your acrobatics?
Let me see. I got a +3 and I'm half proficient in it.
Cool. Bard. He could be an extra rigger.
Okay. You can throw him in with the riggers.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll rig so hard you'll see, like, what? That's rigged.
Daryl's good on acrobatics, my guy.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Let me see. Oh, do you know what's sad? I deleted Robin's character sheet because he was dead.
You deleted it?
Well, I don't pay for D&D Beyond, so I only had 6 slots, and I have a lot of characters that I had to make. I'll remake him.
Oh
He's not
my
gonna
gosh!
I'll just give him
Johnny.
better. I'll just give him better stats than Daryl. Okay. With that, I'm trying to do this in the last 5 minutes of the episode. What's funny is this episode's only going to be like an hour long when they cut it down.
Yeah.
All of you go your separate ways. Everyone has their jobs. Everyone knows that they're meeting the next morning at dawn. So all of you can go ahead and mark a long rest. The next morning, everyone gets up bright and early. You all board the ship, and Samuel lays out the map. Your ship is, if you see at the bottom right here, this is King Georgetown. This is your ship.
Okay.
It's loading. This is your ship. Okay. This is the journey that you have to take. In total, it is, and Samuel is explaining all of this to you. He says, the ship would be traveling at around 36 knots, 144 knots for 1 day's travel. So that would be 1,152 knots. Journey would estimate about 8 days. And so this is the map you have. The blue lines indicate when the day ends and when the next day starts. The 2 lines are part of the journey. The blue line is the end of the day. Morning, night, end of the day, morning, night, end of the day. That's how that cycle is going to go. So it'll take about 7.5 days, right at the cusp of 8 days for you guys to get there. I am going to, for each day, I'm going to have one of you roll a d20. Depending on the number of your roll will depend on what happens that day. Could be good, could be bad. Higher numbers don't necessarily mean better outcome. Lower numbers don't necessarily mean a bad outcome. So, with that being said, Grak, because you are the captain, can you please roll a d20 for me?
That's a 15.
15. Okay. Cool. So with a 15, as you're all heading out, as you...
Wait. Just real quick.
Okay.
Before we all get set in our get in our places to go, Grak is going to gather everyone on the shore, and he's got I don't know, like a bottle in his hand. He says,
Oh, we got a christen the ship.
We do.
Yes. Also, Trix is definitely in a really cute pirate outfit.
Cool.
100%.
I'm not much one for speeches, but I figured a good ship needs a good name. So I present to you the Patchwork Pelican.
And he dashes the bottle on the boat's hull.
I was gonna suggest Patchwork earlier.
All right, now get to your positions, you lubbers.
The PP.
The Patchwork.
Oh no! I regret this immediately.
You were given the opportunity. You were given months to name a ship. You weren't naming it PP.
Set sail
Last
on
chance
the
to change the
PP.
name, Daniel. Last chance.
No,
Nope, it's done.
we're there now.
It's done.
It's there now.
The Patchwork. I'm sorry.
We're
What?
setting sail on the PP.
It's the Pelican for short.
All right. There it is. The Patchwork Pelican. Ladies and gentlemen, at least 8 months worth of thought has gone into that right there, and we have the PP.
Yes.
I'm never gonna get over
All right.
that. I'm never gonna get over that.
So we have the Patchwork Pelican. Fantastic. So as you raise anchor, as the ship starts to head out of the dock, Merlin is kind of standing up on the poop deck, up on the captain's deck with you, and he says, "I've been working on something quite interesting. Do you mind if I try it here?"
You mind telling me what it is that you want to try before I tell you yes or no?
It'd be easier to show you.
I suppose so.
Merlin reaches his hand out and touches the air, and a glowing symbol appears in the air. Directly below it, he draws a straight line down and touches the air, and another symbol starts to glow. He does the same thing from left to right, making a cross, and he puts both hands out in front of him and spins. And around the entire thing, it forms a clock, glowing purple, bright purple clock. And he sticks his hand through it and makes a fist and pulls it out, and then puts his hand on the deck of the ship, and the entire back of the ship starts to kind of glow, and it encompasses the entire bottom of the ship, this glowing kind of spectral, transparent spell. And as he finishes casting this spell, the boat starts to go faster and faster and faster, and it
How much faster?
basically doubles. It doubles in speed. So
Nice. Okay.
instead of being able to reach the first line, only being able to reach the first line, you guys are able to make it all the way to the second line
Nice.
on the first day's travel. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end this episode here on the maiden voyage of the PP. I'm sorry. The maiden voyage of the Patchwork Pelican. Thank you so much for joining us. We are happy to have you guys here, all the people in the stream chat. If you're listening to the podcast, we stream these episodes live on Twitch, twitch.tv/KTTKcast. If you want to join in on those, we try to do it every other Monday, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. With that being said, join us on Discord. We have a Discord. Links down in the episode's description. We have Twitter. Go follow us. We have Instagram, which we don't really post on that much. Sorry.
If you've been listening to the episode and are confused about things, all the maps will be in the Discord group, so you can look
Yes.
at the maps of the ship deck and the map that was drawn of our voyage, and you can follow along as you're listening.
Yes. Join the Discord if you want all those maps.
The link will be in the
For
podcast
sure.
description.
I was gonna ask Johnny about the whole if we're still looking for like somebody to edit the audio or anything.
Yes, I mean, if anybody in the community is interested in
I got
the
you.
audio portion of editing, basically that's what's taken so long getting these episodes released. If you're interested in editing the editing the audio, join the Keys community on Discord and write in there, just letting us know that you're interested. with all that being said, my name is Johnny, and I am your DM, and joining me, as always, is...
Noah as
Sylvester.
Rachel as Sammy.
Daniel as Grak.
And Rebekah as Tricks.
Thank you guys again so much for joining us. Have a magical day. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
cue theme song.
Goodbye.